What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Symposium podcast, the show where we focus on mental health and other various things. It is hosted by my man Wright and myself. Today, Rose Gold. This is episode 98.
Yeah.
And some very interesting topics as always, but this one is, it's very adultish.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So, for news, we are talking about Lance Reddick. Unfortunately, it is some sad news. But, flip side to that, we're touching on Jonathan Majors and a very interesting role that he will be having soon. What is it? You have to tune in and find out. And last not least, we just got some news about our own state for free school meals, which is wonderful for the kids. As for topics, we are touching on marriage and the government being involved. We're talking about having kids or no kids. And last but not least, we're touching on some St. Patty's shenanigans. My man E and I, we were out in the field. Y'all here to laugh. So yeah, man, that's what we're touching on. E, anything y'all for people?
Man, just check us out, man. It's a good. I would say, like I said in the episode, this is quite a recovery episode for us right now.
Yep.
Because we are going through it, but shout out to y'all, man. Check us out.
Thanks for hanging in there with us, y'all.
Yeah.
That being said, enjoy the show.
This is the Symposium podcast with E. Wright and Romero.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Symposium podcast. This is episode 98.
Yeah.
On the other side of the chair, let the people know who you are, sir.
What up, E. Wright? Back at you with another episode. Forgot what I was going to say. Damn. It's more like the...
You had it.
Yeah, I did.
You had it.
This is more like the hungover podcast.
Accurate.
Yeah. Back to you, my man.
Man, y'all know the vibes over here. I got the gold back on me now, so rose gold in the building.
Okay.
Special occasion. It is March 18th, 2020. I'm sorry. It's March 18th, 2023. Boys are in the building. A little tired, but we'll get into the reasons as to why I said what day it is, so you can get it. You can have a guess. But before we get into anything, as always,
Yes, sir.
to my man and to the people, welcome to the party. That is nice. Very refreshing.
Need it.
Need it. Y'all stay hydrated out here in these streets. How are you, dude?
I'm alright. I'm doing alright, man. Like you say, man, tired.
Yeah.
A little groggy.
Yeah.
A little groggy, but we here. Back at it.
See,
How you doing, man?
I'm in the same boat, bro. Like I said earlier, I almost hit you like, I don't know about today.
Yeah.
I don't know about today, man.
So the boys had a time last night, if you can tell.
See.
Yeah, good time.
Good time.
Good time.
Oh, great time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But we'll
Get into it.
get into it.
Yeah.
This is me today.
let's kick off some news.
Yeah, let's get into some news. What's going on in the world?
Well, first and foremost, a bit of sad news, but
No, Eric.
Rest in peace, Lance Reddick,
Oh man.
actor, died at 60. You know him from The Wire and John Wick.
He died?
Yeah, natural causes. I read, so just wanted to say rest in peace to him. 60, man, that's young.
That's young.
Yeah.
And he was healthy.
Yeah, well, so we thought.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. Thoughts and prayers to his family. Jonathan Major is set to star in 48 Hours in Las Vegas. When when Dennis Rodman went to Vegas for like 2 days in the middle of the fucking season in '98.
Tell me he's not.
He's playing Dennis Rodman, bro. That's so dope. That shit gonna be so dope, dude. Cause that shit is crazy. Like, dog, in the middle of a fucking playoff series, dog just went to Vegas for like 2 days.
Came back too. It just
kicking it with Carmen Electra and shit. So that's gonna be dope. I'm excited to see that. It's called 48 Hours in Las Vegas.
Like, that's gonna be a movie?
Yeah.
That shit is wild.
Yeah.
Shout out, man. Jonathan Majors is just out there.
Yeah. So
good for him.
Yeah.
That shit is wild. Okay. That's some sad news. That's some great news. Anything else?
Oh yeah, one more. Shout out to Minnesota for this. Minnesota, Tim Walz just signs the free school meals bill into law. So we are now the third state in the nation to require schools to serve free lunch and breakfast to all students regardless of income.
Wow. How are we affording that?
I don't know. So it says school meals will become free for every Minnesota public and charter school student. Governor signed a bill Friday that makes the changes while surrounded. Oh, it's just a picture you're talking about. So until now, Minnesota law required parents to apply for free meals through a federal reimbursement program based on their income. Starting this year, districts could also automatically add a student to the benefit rolls if their family qualified for Medicaid. But Walz and other backers of providing universal free meals said those forms created unnecessary barriers. Which is very true.
Facts.
So like I said, we're the third state to offer this, behind California and Maine. So I think that's pretty dope, man.
Big ups to our governor, man.
The program, which takes effect on Monday, is expected to cost about $200 million per year, according to the state's projections. Legislation garnered bipartisan. I'm sorry, can't read today. Support in the legislators, but some Republicans balked at the expense and argued that the benefits should include income limits to target the help towards needy families. What?
I don't know about the word, but
Yeah, it's a terrible word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's great news, actually. It doesn't matter what the income is.
Yeah.
Kids are eating free.
Kids gotta eat.
Y'all enjoy the food, man. Eat up.
Gotta eat, man.
Again, big ups to our governor. You know, there are some people who really not rocking with him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which I find very shocking. I'm like, dude, why? But whatever. All right. That is news to me. Some interesting news. Some sad, some good. Actually, it's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And some great.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. Nice little balance. Very sad, though. Very sad what I heard. All right, let's get into some topics. Let's get into the shit. I don't know, where do we start, dude? We have no idea what we're going to talk about today. All right.
There was something I literally forgot to take a mental note of yesterday that you was like, hey, make sure we talk about this tomorrow. And I was like, completely, like as soon as you said it, it went away. I was like, fuck.
Right then and there, should have just wrote it down.
Yeah.
What were we talking? There were some interesting conversations that actually
came
up yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I figured we'd touch on them too. What was one? One was talking about kids.
Yeah.
The other one, we were talking about weddings.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that video?
I did.
What are the odds that video popped up on my shit, bro? What are
I was gonna hit you. I was like, did you look this up? It just came up.
No, it just popped up, bro. I'm like, wow.
Let's start there. Okay. So, last night we were out for St. Patty's. It was me, my man E, and our buddy Kevin. And
friend of the show.
Yep. Shout out to my man McCray. Love you so much. So we were all having a good time, and then somewhere in the midst of nonsense, we started talking about some real shit.
Yeah.
And we got on the topic of weddings, like marriage in general, but specifically like how much it costs and how you should go about it. And what I said was, fuck that shit. Don't do everything all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Go down to the courthouse, get married, pay whatever the fee is, and then after that, you can just plan for the wedding, like the show, I like to call it. And it was from there that we kind of like went on to some stuff. Thoughts on that now?
No, because I think the remember it was like a whole confusion. Like I thought you were saying you should do it a certain way. Like, yeah. So I thought you meant like, go get married at the courthouse, but then when you have the show or the ceremony, don't. I mean, like do it, like have the groomsmen, have the bridesmaids and all that, or just have it like a reception, like a party. That's what I was kind of confused on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just kind of saving the cost on that, but.
You can do that too. You don't necessarily have to have a ceremony. You could literally just have a reception.
Right.
Be like, all right, everybody, this is what's up.
Yeah.
We're together.
Yeah, so that's just kind of where we was at with that. But no, I think I don't know. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not close to being married, but
you can have your ideas.
Yeah,
it's better to plan now, dude. It's better to plan now.
But no, I agree. I mean, just it just sounds like the act of getting married is just fucking something for the government to it's so much money, bro.
Have we ever talked about that?
No.
We've talked about marriage, but we've never talked about how the government is involved in a marriage.
I think we touched on it a little bit one time because it sounds very familiar.
All right, well, shit.
Where you want to start?
I don't know. How do you dive into that topic? Like, all right, why is the government involved in one's marriage?
That is the question. That is the question, actually.
Like, okay, there are tax purposes.
Yeah.
You get married, you get a tax break, right? But what else is there? Like, because when you think about it, if you get married and I don't know what this, like you get married and everything is starting to go south.
Yeah.
Doesn't it cost more money to get out of it than it is to get in? So it's like, I don't know, that sounds like a trap. You better hope that shit works. No. Yeah, I don't know. We've never really touched on that. We've talked about marriage in like the traditional sense of why it existed back in kings and queens days and even the 1950s, but we never talked about why the government is involved. Are you looking it up?
I am, but it's like a long it looks like a good article, but it's like
if you can summarize it, we'll circle back.
Yeah.
We can go to the next topic because this was an interesting one that we touched on as
well.
well.
Let's go back to this.
Kids.
Let's go back to this.
We talked about kids. This was interesting to me. Like Kevin, my man Kevin has been this way for as long as I've known him. He's 100% dead set on this. He wants to settle down with his lady. Shout out to Rachel, by the way. And that's all gravy. Doesn't want kids. Like, she kind of I think if she really wanted to, she would say like, yeah, I want kids. But Kevin is really like, nah, I'm not it. That's not it.
She doesn't want kids either, right?
Not really. But just as he said, it could go either way for her.
Oh.
Like if Kevin was the one that said we should have kids, she'd probably be like, yeah, okay. But no, they don't want kids. And to each their own. You know, you live the life that you want. But I don't know. I've never, for me, though I do not have children, that's never been like a thought in my head. You know what I mean? Like I never thought, no, I don't want kids. It's always been like, oh, I absolutely want a little Romero running around here, fro and all. So yeah, I don't know. What about you? Have you ever thought about like the idea of children?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't not see myself having a child. You know what I mean? So, but I see, you know, like just the whole aspect of, you know, well, okay, because I would say like people say they just want to travel, they want to do all that, but I feel like once the kid old enough, you know,
you could do that.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's so, you know, maybe somebody just don't want that responsibility.
You know what's funny? It's so funny.
But yeah, but to just answer that, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm all for, you know,
kids.
Yeah, for
Sure. I was gonna send you this, but just as you found a video on TikTok about weddings, I saw a video on Instagram and it was Seth Rogen. Literally saw it this morning, and he was talking about where his success comes from, and the main thing that he said was, "I don't have kids. Like, I get to live the life that I truly want, and I am successful because all of my energy has been towards what I'm doing." And that was very interesting to me, and I was like, good for you that you would know yourself that well, but at the same time, I was just really shocked.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, wow, didn't see it coming. That's just a thought that I've never heard, never had. And I've heard people say this too. It's like, I don't want a kid. I don't want to bring. I've heard people give their reasons, but one I've heard was, I find it very selfish to bring another life into this world. And I was like, shit. Okay.
That's a way of looking at it.
Yeah. I was like,
like I've heard the same, like well, they don't want to bring kids into this shitty world, you know, like.
That's true. Yeah. No, I still need a little me. I need a few.
Yeah.
I need a boy. I need a girl. How many?
How many kids you plan to have in your life?
What I would like,
God willing.
Lord willing, 4. What does my tax bracket look like? Probably 2. 2 for sure. If I can get 2, I'm good. I'm happy. Do you have a number?
No.
Oh, you just want to have like a whole fucking village? Then these better like throw some number out there.
two or 3.
They said the average is like, what do they say? 1.2, which I find very weird. Why do you say 1.2? What does that mean? So, I think 2 is a good number. Some people be having like 8, 10. Why? There's no need for that. Let's move on from this. Do you have this?
I still don't, bro.
All right, we're gonna keep going. So those were the main.
So they talk about civil marriage, and they talk about. All right, I'll just read this blurb. So it says marriage benefits everyone because separating childbearing and rearing from marriage burdens innocent bystanders, not just children, but the whole community. It's a community that often must step in to provide for their well-being and upbringing. Skip that. In other words, the most basic function of limited government, protecting civic order, also justifies legally regulating marriage. So the goals of marriage law, which do not involve banning other consensual relationships, are legitimate for government, even from a libertarian perspective. Getting the government out of the marriage business would be a catastrophe.
Oh.
Excuse me. for limited government, abolishing civil marriage would weaken social support for its norms. Over time, the law shapes what people think marriage is, which in turn affects how current and future spouses act. And countless studies show absentee fathers and out-of-wedlock births bring a train of social pathologies, are greater demand for policing and social services. Let's say a whole lot of that. Yes.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, the government is involved to basically, police a relationship?
That's what it's, yes, that's what it sounds like.
Be like, hey, you niggas need, you motherfuckers need to be together. Okay, you can't be out here in these streets. What was I gonna say? So wait, since we're on the subject of marriage again, we touched on this a little bit.
So basically, like protecting, like I just said, because I just see it again, protecting the child, well-being, civil society, and limited government. They work by embodying and promoting a true vision of marriage, which makes sense of those norms as a coherent whole. Well, who's to say?
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
But I don't know. From that perspective, that makes sense. That would also make sense why divorce is so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
You ask the question like, you sure? Because you get out of this, it's gonna cost you. But okay, so that answers the question, which makes a lot of sense. What I was gonna say was, do you think part of that is not only for the children, but just like we've touched on polygamy before, right? Do you think certain laws and stuff like that are in place so that people aren't just out here having multiple wives and shit?
Could be. I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that. Absolutely.
Because that is illegal.
Yeah, and like I said, it keeps saying like keywords I kept getting out of that is norm and like social norm. You know what I mean? But you can go into many ways, and then you see that's why it's laws with like same-sex marriage and all that shit. You know, like, what is the norm of? I don't know, I can do air quotes. What is the norm of marriage and what society says it is? I guess.
Well, that's a.
Mind you, we were talking about this in the middle of a fucking Irish bar.
Shout out to Morrissey's!
Drinking Guinnesses.
And that bitch was jumping.
It was good to see, man. I was shocked. I'm mad I didn't get fish and chips before I left.
Oh, dog, I'm going back today.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting fish and chips today.
I guess fish and chips after this. I'm starving.
You said number word, Jack.
But yeah, man.
All right. So hold on. Social norms. This is like a big one.
Yeah.
Since we're on the subject of marriage, we'll kind of stick with that. But like, how? This is a question that has to be asked for you because you pretty much know every fucking body, in my opinion. From what you've seen, what does a normal marriage look like in America?
My opinion on marriage is so jaded because I have.
You said this multiple times.
I have seen some shit, and it's disgusting. I'll tell you that.
But it can't all be bad.
No, absolutely. I've seen great marriages as well, but it's just very funny to me. No, man. So I'm sorry. What was your question?
From all the people that you know who are married, be it they've gotten divorced or they're still together, what does an average marriage look like?
Well, you know, it's an average marriage. You got your adults, and then you got I would say, you do the whole marriage thing. You get your dream home. Maybe not your dream home, but you get
You get a
nice
house.
home,
Yeah.
nice house for your family. You start your family, and you kind of just. I would say, because married people I know, they like we were talking about this also. They don't disappear, but they kind of just doing their own thing.
Right.
You know what I
Going
mean?
back to kids.
Yeah.
Like what happens?
Just kind of, you got to start your life, right? You gotta, because now it's not just you, right? You're entwined with taking care of
These little bastards.
other people, and that's like when we talk about social norms. As the head of the household, right? It's your job to make sure your house is in order and your home is in order and the people in that home, right? You're taking care of other people, so you really don't have time to, like you did before. You can make time. Everybody makes time for what they want to make time for, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's just different. It looks different. I'd assume.
Yeah. Okay.
So in a typical marriage. I wouldn't know because no marriage is the same, right?
True.
So,
but just as
that would be boring, I would say.
If
everybody's shit looked the same, it's like, what are we doing?
But again, if we're talking about social norms, there has to be certain things that you see, like personality psychology, right? They talk about having. Everybody has at least 5 traits, like across the board. You might be tapped into one trait more than the other, but no matter who you are, you can see like these specific traits.
Right.
And I won't get into it right now. We can talk about that another time. But the same probably applies to, again, social norms such as marriage. So like, what are the typical things that you would see? I feel like you just listed them out. Being the head of your household. Tending to the children. Deciding on what you make time for. Those sort of things.
Very true.
Fuck, even your community, you have to decide, like, all right, so I have a family now.
Right.
I'm a married, because we're men, just use this example, I'm a married man. Who am I going to have in my life? Because my community not only influences me, they influence my family.
Right.
So.
It's very true. You gotta find that right community.
But you literally just touched on something that I completely forgot about that we talked about last night as well. Just the conversation about when you become a parent and you decide on what you make time for. It always seems like you kind of just fall off the face of the world. I don't want that.
Right.
I really don't. Like, my people are my people, and I'm not gonna be out here partying and shit. I'm barely out in these streets now, except for today. But once I have a kid, I don't want my life to revolve around my child. It's like I still have my own life. I want to do things. And more than anything, I probably just want to bring them with me. It's like, you want to see some cool shit? Let's go. You want to see the Science Museum? You want to see Mount Rushmore?
I would say the way that sounded was kind of wild. Like, I don't want my life to revolve around my child. Like, no, nigga. You said that wrong, but I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That sounded very funny, though. But basically, your life won't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Your life won't stop. You still do what you want to do. You just have to take into account that you are taking care of a life, another life, and should not neglect nor abandon that life because you want to do your own shit.
Yeah, just to be clear, I'm not saying if I have kids and it's like, all right, perfect.
All right, man, I'll see you later. You say, I'll be back.
I swear to God, I will not be in beat. I won't be. I will be there. I will be there for my kids.
No, your community won't allow that. So. No.
Facts, big facts.
Yeah.
Romero did what? Gotta find this nigga. But yeah, I think, wouldn't you say a part of it has to do with money though?
Yes.
Like that's a big part of it.
Absolutely. That's another thing. That's another big thing. I would not want to bring another life into this world if I'm not financially
stable.
You know,
yeah.
So that means I have to get on my shit. You know.
See, that's funny.
Stay on it.
So I'm an old man now.
Exactly.
I'm a middle-aged man, but for the longest time, I'd have this conversation with Danny G, and we were both in agreement about this. There are two reasons why we have waited for babies. One, we wanted to make sure that we were financially stable.
Yeah.
That was like a big one. Could not bring another child, or could not bring a child into this world while we're already struggling.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense. Two, don't want to repeat like things that we've seen with family members. We don't want to get into that. It's like I very much want my child's upbringing to be different from what she or what I've experienced. Not that it was all bad, it's just like there's some shit you see and you're like, that's not it. So, but the big one is finances for sure. You know how expensive diapers are, nigga?
Yeah.
Pampers?
Yeah.
They are not cheap. Not at all. So yeah. Actually, when I think about it, I remember reading about a study. Do you know how much it would cost to raise a kid in today's age? I think I might have said this. It's like 200 G's.
Damn.
And it's probably more because of inflation.
Right.
So it could be close to $500,000 pretty soon. Well,
oh man,
you niggas better start working. Get that extra income.
Right.
Invest in the market. Oh.
That's a good segue. It's a good segue. It was a great segue.
Thank you. Did you hear about this? Should have brought this up in news, but I don't have an article. YouTubers who were promoting FTX, about the exchange, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're getting sued.
Oh.
They're getting sued because they were promoting FTX.
Yeah.
Damn. It's steep too. It's not pennies. I was like, oh shit, good luck with that. That shit is wild. What happened to?
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Are you done with?
Yeah.
Enough marriage, babies, kids, all that shit. Let's talk about last night, man. Because I have a funnier story before you got there.
At Moose?
Yes.
Okay.
Fucking
Omar, man. Shout out to O.
Dog, so me and O there, bro. So as I told you, I now, well, I guess I didn't tell y'all, but I now work at Head Flyer Brewery.
Hold on! Stop!
Yeah.
I literally forgot all about this.
Yeah.
I'm hot. This nigga did not tell me for like a good minute.
Yeah.
Tight.
Little summer gig, but shout out to Head Flyer. So funny, I was there working on Tuesday, and I saw this girl. There. She was going to do whatever. It was cool. They were super cool. Mm-hmm. But fast forward, I saw the girl last night at the Moose where he's at.
Okay.
And I told Omar, I'm like, and she was just like doing her thing, like just random, but around like
making rounds.
Yeah. I was like, dog, I just saw her when I was working at Head Flyer, dude. It was funny. We just laughed about it. And then I'm standing at the bar waiting to get a drink, and all I hear is, "Hey, Head Flyer!" And she pointed at me, and then I just heard Omar laughing. I was like, and then I was like playing it off like I just pointed. You know, you point, don't say it. I'm like, yeah. You look familiar. Like I wasn't just talking about her. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, she was super cool though, super cool.
Nice.
But last night was funny.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
It was a good time, man.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Did Omar called? There was some kid first time coming into the cities. There, right?
Uh-huh.
Omar started chopping it up with this kid. It's like, so what you think? Like everything good? It's like, yeah, I like it. It's good. And in the midst of this conversation, Omar just started acting real funny to this dude. He's like, "You all right, bro? You seem kind of shifty." And I was like, "What the fuck? Oh, what are you talking about?" And next thing I know, like the way that he started to describe the kid in front of him, I asked him, I was like, "Are you describing him like Jeffrey Dahmer?"
Oh, because he had the glasses.
Yeah, he had the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Omar was like, "Yeah," like no shame at all too. I was like, "He's right here, man."
Well, no, but that dude was cool though. That dude was super cool.
Yeah, he's nice. Matt, I think his name was. This is a nice dude.
Yeah.
Oh god, that shit was funny. Yeah, quite the time.
Yes.
Quite the time
Yeah.
at the Moose and Morrissey's.
Northeast, man. Oh, we were
From uptown to northeast.
Yeah.
Although this isn't bad, but I have to include this as well. Completely forgot about it. Made a bet with Kevin. As y'all can see, I'm in my regular attire, but when it comes to St. Patty's, I go out. I go all out. My man's can attest for this. I have now been dubbed Rose St. Patrick. You can thank my man Eve over here for that. This is definitely sticking. But we made a bet as far as how many compliments I would get on my jacket. I said 5. I don't know what I was thinking. It ended up being more than that, like left and right. I'm not saying that to brag. I just thought it was funny as hell. So that's it.
Wait, what was the over-under?
I said 5. Kevin said 8.
That was way too low.
I don't know. You know what? How the fuck can we not touch on this? This is a good segue. Here's part of the reason why I didn't even think about it. Just like not really caring.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of along the lines of what you asked me and Kevin last night about going to certain places.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell the audience what you said?
Yeah. Oh, so being a African American male, I was asking Ro, like, is it like, do you feel a certain way when you're the only black person in an establishment? You know, because that happens often.
Yeah.
And it happened to me twice yesterday.
Where'd you go?
I was at Uda Pills Brewery.
Yeah.
And Dave Morrissey.
Okay.
Yeah. So just looking around, I'm like, oh shit. But it was a cool vibe. Still, it was a good vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always curious. Like, it used to feel weird to me, but now it's like normal. So.
Right. But that's it. That's part of the thing. And I said it to you last night. It doesn't really come to me unless I'm in my head about it already.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, so that's what you said about the jacket as well.
Yeah. Like if I'm not really thinking about it, then it's whatever. But if I'm already like in my head, I'm like, oh well, shit. So, but Morrissey's is Morrissey's, no matter what. Like, I don't give a fuck. And plus, I pretty much know everybody in there. And if I don't know you, I'll get to know you.
Yeah, because I used to live right there, right? That's how that started.
Literally 2 blocks.
I thought it was up longer than that. What y'all say, 3 or 4 years?
No,
you said 2013. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Morrissey. How long Morrissey's been there? 10 years. Yesterday was their anniversary.
Yeah.
They literally opened on St. Patty's.
Mm.
So I was like, but they did. What was funny about it? They didn't really announce it. I thought that was weird. There was like no announcement or anything like that. It's like you just have to be there to know. And I was like, I've been here from the jump. Let me get a green shirt. What you mean, no? Alright. I think that covers everything.
Yeah, man, we can save it. We coming back to back.
Oh, we'll have more stories for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. We'll tell you about fish and chips and everything. Last call.
Yeah. What you got, man? Excuse me. Jesus Christ.
We gotta go. Let's see. It's okay if you don't want kids. Choose your partner wisely and take your time on getting married.
Yeah.
There's no rush. Also, don't confuse, how did we not touch on this? Don't confuse infatuation with love. They are different. We've touched on this before, but that is a big one because that's the biggest thing that's going to put you like, what is it, like financial burden?
Yeah.
You're going to be in trouble financially,
That's a
basically.
good word.
So
Good word.
that's all I got.
That's great. I'm going with that. We touched on everything. Yeah, what he said. What he said, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for joining us. This is episode 98. Episode 98 of the Symposium podcast. I'm E. Wright.
Rose gold.
He's